guys, so today I have a review on the new CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous collection, and this is not brand new. I think it came out a few months ago, but it's new to me and I've been testing it out for the past few weeks, and you guys were interested in seeing a review for these, so I thought I would share my thoughts. I am wearing all the products that I'm going to mention on my face so that you guys can see how it looks all worn together, but I'm going to be reviewing the Fresh Complexion Foundation, the powder foundation, and the concealer for you guys. So I'm going to start off with the foundation first. I have it in two shades, in 105 Classic Ivory and in 110 Creamy Natural. I wasn't exactly sure which shade would match me best because they looked almost identical from the packaging, but after trying them both out, they are actually pretty similar on my skin as well. So 105 has more of a yellow base to it, so it works a little bit better for my skin tone. 110 is slightly more pink, but I can wear them both. I'm actually wearing both of them on my face and you can't tell the difference, but I do prefer 105 a little bit more. This came in 12 different shades and I think it was around $6.99, and you get 1 fluid ounce. So this is supposed to be an oil-free foundation. It says one simple step for a flawless natural look that lasts all day. The formula blends easily to even skin tone and reduces shine all day. It's oil-free, won't clog pores, suitable for sensitive skin, and it lasts all day. So it's making a lot of claims to be a long-lasting, shine-reducing kind of foundation. So I have combination skin and I do get kind of shiny and oily in my T-zone and on my nose. So I really wanted to see if this would work out for me. And I was kind of comparing it to one of my favorites from CoverGirl, which is their 3-in-1 foundation, and I talk about it a lot. You guys are probably sick of it. But they do actually have some similarities. But let me start by talking about how this applies initially, because that is one of the bigger differences. I don't think that this has as much of a coverage as the 3-in-1. It's a little bit thinner because you do have to kind of build it up. I would say this is more of a medium coverage, whereas the 3-in-1 could possibly build up to a full coverage. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with one layer on, and I don't really think that one layer really does much for me, but if you're someone who really doesn't need much coverage, this might be great for you. But I personally prefer at least 2 layers of this to really even out my skin tone and cover up any imperfections. And I also do prefer using my beauty blender to blend this out because I don't really like using my fingers or a brush because it leaves too many streaks, and I just think a beauty sponge really gives you that flawless finish with this foundation. And like I said, it does take a few layers to really show some good coverage, but I do like the finish of this a lot. The finish of this foundation is very comparable to the 3-in-1 because it has that matte look to it, and it's not like, I don't know, I'm really picky about matte foundations because I hate it when it emphasizes dryness on my face, but it's like a really velvety and smooth matte look, if that makes sense, and that's what I love about this and the 3-in-1. It does take a few minutes for this to set on your face, but it doesn't oxidize or anything throughout the day, and it just leaves you with a really flawless matte finish, which is what I love. I love the way this looks on my skin, and it also doesn't feel tacky to the touch, which is one of my big things about some drugstore foundations. So this is actually really great, and it does hold up pretty well. I think I wore it for about 6 hours before I started noticing some shine peek through, so that's a pretty good amount of time. So overall, considering this is only around $6 or $7 at the drugstore, I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you like the finish of the 3-in-1 foundation and if you have combination or oily skin. I don't know if you would like this if you have dry skin, just because it does have more of a matte finish to it. Okay, so moving on to the powder foundation. This is also in the color 105 110, and it's the perfect match for me, and it looks like this inside. It comes with a little puff. I tried applying it with a puff. It does not apply well, so I prefer using a brush like this. And I honestly don't use powder foundations very much. I think this alone does not provide enough coverage for me, but again, if you're younger and if you don't need that much coverage, this might be perfect worn over like a primer or just a moisturizer. But I just dust some of this over my face where I get a little bit more oily, like on my T-zone, and I also set my concealer with this, and I think it works well for that. It gives you a little bit more extra coverage over the foundation, but I probably won't wear this alone just because, like I said, I need a little bit more coverage than that. I do like that it's in a little compact and it's nice and handy, and it does come with a mirror, so that's nice. But other than that, I don't think that I would wear that very much. Okay, last but not least is the concealer. This is in the color Fair. It comes in 6 different shades. Unfortunately, Fair is a little bit too light for me. I think one shade up, which is light, would have been perfect, but this is a very thin consistency. It comes with a doe foot applicator, so it makes it really easy to apply. You can just swipe it on, and I like to use my beauty blender to blend this out, and it does blend out pretty well. And I wish that this was more of a color correcting concealer, because I really like my concealers to brighten up and cover up my under eye circles, but unfortunately this is not enough coverage for me alone, so I didn't really end up liking this. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am wearing this concealer on this side and I use a different one on the other side, and I think that my under eyes are peeking out a little bit more on this side, honestly. So I didn't really like the concealer, but overall I love the foundation, and I love the way that the powder foundation looks over it as a light setting powder. Again, I wouldn't wear it alone just because it's not enough coverage for me, and the concealer alone is not going to work out for me either. I need something that's a little bit heavier, but this is what it looks like with all of the products worn together. I think it gives a very flawless finish to my complexion, which I love, and it does last a pretty good amount of time. And I honestly think all the products in this collection are pretty affordable, especially the foundation being around $6 or $7, and it's honestly one of my favorite things that I did review out of the collection. And I also like the fact that it looks really nice on my skin. It hasn't broken me out or anything, which is always one of my concerns when I'm reviewing foundations for you guys, because I do have sensitive skin, but it hasn't caused me any breakouts or anything like that, so that is a plus. But that's everything that I had for you guys. I hope that you guys found this helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below in the comments, and I will leave my foundation matches in the description box for a reference if you guys need. And let me know if you like these reviews by giving me a thumbs up, because that helps me out a lot. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, which is always linked down below. And I will see you next time. Bye!